Alright, so I've got the new thermostat in. High quality, made in China product. Comparing the two, they look very similar. It does seem like the seal is not quite as hefty as the original. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install it without any sealant to begin with and see if it leaks. I'm just going to put regular water in the system, just filtered water. Check for leaks. If it's not leaking, then I'll drain the water from the system and put antifreeze in. But yeah, I couldn't. It looks pretty much the same as what I was going to be able to get local, except it didn't have the little bleeder thingy there. So that's what they look like. It does seem like this this gasket here, this rubber seal, is much better, much heftier than that. All I can do is put in and see if it's going to hold. So I've got it loose down there. Those bolts are going to be tightened to 16 foot-pounds, which is the same as the fuel water pump. So, and I have already, last week I should say, I cleaned the surface around, got the corrosion up, cleaned up pretty good with a wire brush. So I'm ready to go ahead and try and see what it does. So I've got it in there and I've got it torqued down to 16 foot-pounds. Here's the old one. I installed the new one with the little bleeder on top, so I inserted it like that. It didn't stay in on its own, so I'm not too encouraged that it's not going to leak. That's why we're only putting pure water in. This is RO water. I've got 2 jugs of RO water. That removes the minerals and is supposed to be better for the system. I in the past haven't done this, but my brother says it's a good idea to prevent the corrosion that I saw. So I'm going to put those 2 jugs in, and if it fills up the system, then I'll start the car and look for leaks. All right, so I've just started it, getting some smoke off of the new catalytic converter. I assume that's normal. Got water dripping out of the top of the radiator, so I didn't put the cap on them. I'll let it heat up, suck in. But so I guess if you see smoke like that coming off your new catalytic converter, that's probably just because they coated it with oil to prevent it from rusting or something. I'm not sure. I assume that's going to clear up with time. We'll see. Not seeing any leaks on the thermostat. Not seeing any leaks on the water pump yet. Starting to take in the bubbles. Water's starting to suck in, so that means I'm going to be having to put the phone down and add water here in a minute. But yeah, look at that smoke. It looks like it's letting up now. Smells kind of metally. Smells like burnt metal or something. I think this is normal though. I don't think this is an issue. I don't see any exhaust leaks. I don't hear anything funny. Car's running fine. Not seeing any leaks from the water pump or the thermostat housing yet. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe it'll be okay. I would have thought if it was going to leak, it would leak by now. Let's make sure I got the map plugged in. Looks like it is. Yeah, smoke is letting up now. Must have burned off whatever oil coating they put on that thing. Engine's been running maybe 3 or 4 minutes, if that. Starting to work the air out of the system. Let me check the temperature, see if it's going up yet. Temperature is starting to rise just slightly. And the smoke is just about done, I think. Still not seeing any leaks on the thermostat or the water pump. Water in the radiator is still ice cold, still cold. So when that temperature gauge gets in the middle, the thermostat should open if it's working proper, and then this should just suck down. The engine seems to be running okay. Let me check and see if there's any engine lights. If there are any error codes. Nope, no error codes being shown, no check engine light on. I can't remember, but I think I cleared it. I think I cleared it before I started this job, so if everything's fixed, I have to drive it for maybe, what, 50 or 100 miles to get everything in ready status for inspection. Boy, I hope that thermostat opens up. I'm seeing a little bit of air bubble out there. Let's check the temperature again. What's the temperature? Temperature's getting close to halfway, so I should expect the thermostat to open when it gets about a little over halfway, I guess. Working some air out there, it looks like. Got those stupid mayflies flying around. They started coming out about middle of February. I think we're gonna have to rename them to February flies. Boy, that didn't sound good. Water's still cold. I don't think it's increased much, if any. Let's see, any leaks? Don't see anything. Not seeing anything on the water pump either. And the smoke off the new catalytic converter assembly looks like it's just about done. Alright, water's down a little bit. Let me add some. I'll be back. Alright, so engine's been surging a little bit, and the water dropped at one of those. Water's still cold though, so the thermostat hasn't opened. No leaks. Let's check the temperature. And for engine lights, still no engine light. Temperature's staying steady right there. It's not cold and it's not hot today, so it might take a little longer. Yeah. Still cold. And still not seeing any drips from, at least not from the water pump or the housing thermostat. Okay, it just dropped down there. Water level just dropped. All right, let me add some more. So on the exhaust, I got some drips coming out the back. Where's the picture at? There we go. Oh, now we got some, is that steam? That might be a problem. It's not smoke, it might be steam. It wasn't doing that just a few seconds ago. Not sure what that's about. Let's see what the engine temperature is. Temperature's still right at about the same spot. No engine light. If it was liquid in the cylinders, I would think I'd throw an engine error, engine code. Water's still cold. No leaks. I mean, I'm seeing an occasional bubble come out of this, but that thing should open up, suck that water down. All right, well anyway, this is kind of boring, so I'll stop for now, and when things change, I'll be back. It certainly is acting like it's got a blown head gasket, because that is steam and it's dripping, so it must be a hell of a bad gasket. Still no check engine light though. You would think if it had a blown head gasket, I'd get a misfire. I don't know what's going on yet. Could it be that with all the rain we've had recently, it's just gotten water up in there somehow and it's got to burn it out? I'm kind of thinking no. It wasn't doing that when I first started. It wasn't steaming like that. And it's not overheating. It's staying cool. If it's a bad head gasket, you'd think it'd overheat. So I do not understand this yet. But I don't think we have any leaks. So instead of putting antifreeze in it at this point, I think I'm going to seal it up and drive it around. I mean, the engine runs fine, but it like right there, what's that all about? Why? Okay, that was weird. The air conditioner's not on, so it's not being loaded down by the air conditioner. Just every once in a while, the engine will just give up temporarily. Is that a bad head gasket? Is that a bad head gasket? The thermostat's open now because this water's hot. Alright, I'm going to keep looking at this. Well, I pulled all 4 spark plugs to look at them, and I didn't see anything that stuck out as water getting into any of the cylinders. I've taken pictures of those. I'm going to look at those more closely inside on the computer on the big screen. See if anything looks funny, but just from what I can tell with my bad eyesight, now my eyesight is bad, I didn't see anything obvious. There was no water dripping off of them or anything like that. So I'm convinced I have a bad head gasket. Water is somehow getting into the exhaust, so it's got to be head gasket or something. I don't know. I was hoping it was something to do with the new catalytic converter, but after running for over half an hour and still getting water dripping out the exhaust, it's got to be something more serious. I don't have equipment to pressure check to see if I'm losing pressure through the cooling system or anything like that, and I don't have a way to do a compression check. So I'm doing just the basic stuff that I can do, and that's just visualization stuff. I'm going to let the engine cool down. I'll look inside the water. Actually, it doesn't feel hot. Maybe you can get away with it. See if there's any oil floating in the water. I don't see anything. I don't think it is. I don't think there's any oil in the water. So it must be just water getting into the cylinder. And that kind of sucked, all this work I did, and then this problem. I don't think this was an existing problem. I must have caused it when I was heating up the engine, but the temperature never went high. I don't expect to have a head gasket problem until something has gotten too hot. So anyway, if I decide it is a head gasket, which I'm pretty sure it is, instead of replacing the head gasket, I'm going to try to put some of that head seal repair stuff that you put inside the radiator. This is an old car. I don't really care. All I need to do is get a few more years out of it, and they claim that stuff works. You put a sealant down inside your radiator and you run it through the engine. I'm sure there's some other prep steps, but basically that's it. You don't have to pull the head. You just drain the water, you put that stuff in, And you run it, get it hot, I guess. I need to read the instructions, but my understanding is you run it, get it hot, let that stuff circulate and seal. Then you let it cool overnight and drain overnight. Drain the water and let it set overnight or something like that, and that fixes it. Anyway, it can't be that bad. The temperature is not going high, and I never got an engine code. I was expecting, a misfire on one of the cylinders, or all the cylinders, wherever the water's getting. And I didn't see any of that. So it must be just a minor leak, a minor breach. So maybe that sealant stuff is the best choice in that case. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.